I'm back with a video for you guys today, and it's going to be a little overview and demonstration of the new Bellami 12-in-1 hair styling kit. So yeah, this is how it looks. It comes in this huge, nice box. It says the world's first 12-in-1 and more hairstyling kit. So these are all the different wands that you can switch out. And like that's what you put into, and then there's a blow dryer and a flat iron. So as for the hair wand, the hair curler, there's tourmaline wands and titanium. The tourmaline are like the pink ones. Titanium is like the metalish looking gold ones. 5 different tourmaline and 5 different titanium. It displays the temperature digitally with LED 100 to 230 degrees Celsius or 210 to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. And then it heats up within 8 to 10 seconds, which is true because I did a little test and it heats up really fast. The cord itself does swivel 360 degrees, and there's universal voltage of 110 to 240 OZ. I honestly don't really know what that means, but whatever. As for the blow dryer, so yeah, here it does say it is a mini blow dryer because I didn't realize it's going to be a mini one, which I don't really mind, but it's just something to keep in mind. So it is good for traveling, but it's not a full size. It's like literally the size of my hand. I'll show you guys. And that has 2 different attachments you can do, a concentrator and diffuser, and then there's 2 speed heat settings. And I'll show you guys all this. I just want to go over everything before I bring it all out. Flat iron, that temperature goes from 140 to 410 degrees Fahrenheit. So not quite as high as the curler, but it does go lower than the curler. And that's also 60 to 210 degrees Celsius. The plate size is 1.25 inch. Again, heats up within 8 to 10 seconds. It swivels all the way around. So when you first open up your box, you'll see that they give a little heat protectant glove, which is nice because these do get very hot very quick. And then another nice thing is there's this little kit that you can put everything into for traveling. By the way, it does come with a little manual too, which is nice because it kind of explains how to use each of the tools. It comes in 2 layers. This is the first layer. So there's what you put all the wands into right here. This is 8 of the 10 total wands that you can switch on and out. Here's the second layer. There's the blow dryer. As you guys can see, it's definitely mini. It's like the size of my hand. It does come with 2 little clips, which are nice for like when you do your hair in layers. There's the other diffuser part that you can attach to the blow dryer. 2 more of the wands you can switch out. And then here's a flat iron and this little comb thing. So before I get into the demo of how each wand makes your hair curl, I just want to go over prices and stuff like that, and if you guys are thinking about investing in a kit like this. They launched this one about a week, maybe 2 weeks by the time I put this video up. I saw it on their Instagram because I follow them on there. The regular price is, I believe, $650. I'm going to put all the info below in case that's incorrect, but I'm pretty sure this whole kit retails regularly for $650. And they said you can do a pre-order for like $400 off, so basically the kit would be $200. So I thought about it like right when I saw, I'm like, I really want to get that. But I definitely want to do my research before I invested in something like that. And personally for me, now that I have a YouTube and I want to be able to do my hair lots of different ways myself, I was thinking it would be a good investment. And I personally don't like the clamps on curling irons. I really like these, how these are like the wand style without a clamp. So basically, if you like to do your own hair a lot and curl it lots of different ways, and do lots of different styles and looks, maybe you're like me and like to post looks on Instagram and YouTube and all that, or maybe you do other people's hair for like freelance, I think it'd be a really good investment. Do I think this kit is worth $650? I haven't actually used these yet, like I obviously didn't do the demo yet. I think so, but if you can get them on sale, I mean, The sale price is a really good deal. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it about the kit itself before I do the demonstration. Alright, the only thing I won't be able to show you guys in use is the blow dryer because my hair, I didn't get it wet today, so I'm not going to be using it. But basically, there is the off button, then you can do a low setting and a high setting. And there's this little volt switch. You can switch to 120 and 230. And here's the other piece you can switch it out for. Alright, so how I'm going to do this demo is I'm just going to curl one piece of hair for each different barrel. And then I'm going to straighten it all out. I do have pretty thin hair, so I'm not going to be using too high of a temperature. Depending on how thick your hair is will depend on how high you need your temperature, but you can just play around with that. So I plugged in the little curling device itself. I don't know if you guys can see, but there's a little slot inside, and when you put the barrel in, you have to make sure it matches up with the slot while it's on the unlock setting. And then you can switch it once it's in there all properly. It'll click into place on the lock setting, and then you can go ahead and put on the temperature that you would like. I'm just going to start with this wand. It's the 13 millimeter wand, meaning that it's 13 on the top, 13 on the bottom. So as you guys can see, this has to match up with the way it is inside. And hold the power button to turn it on. And it's on 370 right now. It's kind of cool. On the LED light, as the temperature rises / lowers, it'll tell you. It's going up pretty quick. I'm going to lower it to 310 for my hair. I'm just going to take a medium-sized piece. I at first curled a larger piece, but it was coming out kind of funky and made kind of loosier, bouncy curls. I'm going to do the 18 by 9 millimeter, so meaning 18 down here, 9 at the top. What this effect is going to do is make your curls up here a little bigger and looser, and then tighter and tinier towards the bottom. And let it go. It's definitely not as like really bouncy Taylor Swifty curls as this one, but it's much looser at the top and gets smaller as you get towards the bottom. Next up, we have the 32 by 16 milliliter. It's the same idea as the last one, with bigger curls at the top, small at the bottom, but the whole curl itself is going to be larger because it's a larger barrel. Oh, this one is fun. So yeah, the ones up top are very, very loose, and then it just kind of makes a bit of a beachy wave at the bottom. Next is the 25 by 25 millimeter wand. So this one also made a nice, loose, beachy, bohemian looking wave, but unlike this one, where the waves are concentrated towards the bottom, it's spread throughout your whole hair. This is the 25 by 18 millimeter one. Here's that one. It makes a really fun S-shaped curl, and it actually is different from this one. It's a lot more like wavy and zigzaggedy. Alright, so this is a 32 by 32 millimeter wand, and as you can see, from such a big, thick barrel, it's going to create a very, very loose, natural looking wave. So, like I said, this wave is very, very loose, more natural looking. Alright, now we're going to start getting into the more funky type barrels. So this is the pearl one, and I don't know exactly what kind of curl it's going to make, but as you can see, it's very funky. So let's try it out. that's a fun one. So yeah, it's like a pretty like bouncy curl, a really fun one. Next up is this other really cool one, the corkscrew. Yeah, it's kind of just a nice wave. It's a little funkier than the average beachy wave, but still like a nice loose curl. Next is the biconical. Due to the shape of this barrel, it creates this little cool wave at the very top, and pretty standard waves as it goes down. Last but not least is the 25 by 13 millimeter wand. Your tighter curls are going to be at the top and your looser ones at the bottom, and this is the only wand like that. Yeah, the curls start off a little looser and get tighter towards the bottom and more bouncier. Alright guys, that is it for the interchanging curling wand. Based off this thing, I guess it is just like a little comb. So to show you guys how it is in use, I'm just going to comb these out, then I'll flat iron it. But it does really grab the piece of hair with this thing, so I feel like it'd be good for like blow drying. If you're like trying to dry certain pieces or like volumize your hair, grabbing right here and blow drying it this way with like your head downwards. Finally, the flat iron. I do really like this flat iron. It feels really nice. It's not like hard plastic, it's kind of like smoother. There's an on and off switch and then a dial to change the temperature. The thing about the dial is that it doesn't have like the temperature increments. There's a little LED light, it just turned green, but it was red, which meant it was heating up, and it just turned green, which means it's, I guess, at the temperature I put it at. So that's cool that it has that little indicator. It did fairly well at taking out the curls. I'm gonna raise the temperature to see how much better it does at straightening. Alright, so I put at the highest temperature, which is 450 degrees Celsius, just to see. Okay, so at 450 degrees, the flat iron did a remarkably better job at straightening my hair. And, you know, I'm sure it works just as well, or, you know, still very well at straightening at like 350 or 250, something like that. You just have to play around with it. Alright guys, that is it for this video. Overall, I do think that this kit is a very good investment, and I'm going to make really good use out of it. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye!